we will chant a Śrī Sūktam that is quite different in the swaras from what you usually hear in any place, in any temple, in any ashram, particularly on YouTube. That is anyway not a proper reference, YouTube. You never know who learned from who and is doing the whatever. But so I'm just saying the chanting of the Śrī Sūktam here will be different. This book, Mantra Pushpam, is a collection of hymns, Upanishads, wonderful resource for chanting. Every student of chanting knows it, and it is also very good to have as a reference. It is issued by Ramakrishna Math. In so many editions, always additions are made, corrections are made, and they are quite diligent in their editing. And they are very traditional and passionate and knowledgeable people involved in every edition of Mantra Pushpam. That is a reference for the students, but also for the scholars. The Śrī Sūktam that is printed here is different from what we usually hear. Now, a new student of chanting who wants to learn Śrī Sūktam will face that dilemma, probably. I know it happened to me, that they read in Mantra Pushpam one version, chanted totally different tone, and the teacher has a different version with all the people from the temple. They chant since generations very differently. Then you go somewhere else, learn it there, again differently. So what do? You learn it from your tradition, of course. But who cannot study in a temple, who is not in the situation that they can study from their own tradition, because they may not be in India, or may not have the chance to live in a temple or ashram, gurukulam, these things. You just want to learn chanting. I found no resource for that version of Śrī Sūktam as per Mantra Pushpam. Online, I found all the traditional other chantings, not this traditional one. One Swami I found reciting it wonderfully, but from the Shaka they do not pronounce the Visarga. And 2 or 3 mantras are also different. That version was the closest I found to Mantra Pushpam. And he was also senior Swami of Ramakrishna order. So some connection we can see there, but again, it is not exactly what is printed here. And that is the reason why we will chant the Śrī Sūktam in the evenings now during Navaratri, exactly how it is printed here in the Mantra Pushpam, which can sound unusual, unfamiliar, and some people will even say it's wrong because they learned differently and their teacher said, no, it's not how this all works. But you can read along for yourself. I will try to provide a PDF, exactly the swaras that are there in Mantra Pushpam. So we get just the documentation and the exposure to what it sounds like, how it is given as a reference here. So this entire introduction to justify, maybe not justify, but to explain and give the context why the Śrī Sūktam here will sound differently, and why it is good to have one version on the radar learning it from one definite source. If it's the teacher, then we chant the version they give, right? If you don't have a teacher of the tradition, Mantra Pushpam is always a good reference. Of course, it's advisable to have a teacher from the tradition itself. But if you do not have that yet, until that day, just read along. There need not be too much choice, oscillation, and doubt. Which source? We take the one that seems reasonable and just start reading along. And that will be a wonderful beginning of the practice. Jai Ma.